Good evening. Hello, can you hear me? Is this loud? I'm going to talk louder for a minute just to let everybody know we're starting our 2021 annual CBA membership meeting. So welcome everyone. I don't have many opening comments. I should mention I'm Theresa Gooding. I'm the president of the CBA. I've been president since we've been locked down, so that's my legacy so far. Since I started in this office, we have not been out and not had a single live event until right now. So I'm really happy to be here. Really nice to see all of the faces again in person. Zoom's been a good bridge, but not nearly the substitute for seeing everybody in person. So welcome everyone, and today we are going to we're going to hear the results of the board election. We're going to meet the new board right after we hear that the results. We're going to do our annual lifetime membership and super volunteer awards. Our chair will give a state of the CBA, and we have a couple of other items, and then we'll close our meeting tonight. So welcome everyone, and here is Josh Micheals to give us the results of the election.
I will not be running the raffle. I was just put in charge of the tickets, and I didn't want you stealing them because I know how you are. All right, for those of you that don't know, the way the election works is a slate of candidates is put forward for a certain number of spots. This year, the board has 9 seats on it, and the 9 candidates then that got the most votes would get on the board. There were 9 candidates, so you probably know how this is going to go, but we'll just make it official. At the time of closing the ballot, according to what I was able to pull from the database, there were 2,107 eligible voters, which means that for a quorum, which by the bylaws for us is 10%, we needed 211 votes in order to meet our quorum. We got 519 votes, or 25%, so this is a valid election. Glenn Bailey, Terry Brewer, Avram Siegel, Chad Manning, Mike Witcher, Don Dennison, Frank Swatek, and Joseph Tucker are not your board. Those are the write-in candidates. They got 1 vote each. Those are the highest voted write-in candidates as well. So that brings us to the board. With 362 votes, Steve Ladonga. With 363 votes, Karen Celia Heil. With 368 votes, Lonnie Way. With 368 votes, Robin Fernetta. With 380 votes, Patrick Campbell. With 389 votes, Ted Kuster. With 390 votes, Pete Lude. With 422 votes, Dave Gooding. And with 434 votes, Darby Brandley, who must be crazy. I don't know what she's doing, really. But that is your new board. So if you heard your name and you were here, please come up. If you heard your name and you're not here, that's really creepy. So please come up so the membership can welcome their new board.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. Once again, being our official person. Come on up here. Come on, Dave, Robin, Patrick. Okay.
I know this.
Do you want a little acceptance speech? 15 seconds?
No.
Okay, please welcome your new board of directors.
Oh, sorry, we were on the stage.
Starts in G. Do you remember? Okay, thank you very much. You don't want to hear that.
Acapella. There you go.
Now, I will mention that whenever you have board members come in, sometimes there's board members that are going out. And some of those have been working tremendously. And I wanted to just take a brief moment to acknowledge some of our outgoing board members that are no longer, that are still very involved with CBA, but not necessarily in their past capacity. So first of all, by the way, I didn't. You can't hear me? Oh, Theresa, how's that? Tasting. Okay. So first of all, I've been chair. My name is Pete Ludé. I've been chair for the past year at CBA, and I had very big shoes to fill. Mr. Jeff Sargent preceded me as the chair of the California Bluegrass Association, and before that, for many years, was a member of the board. Jeff couldn't make it today. He has a classroom assignment in his professorship at UC Berkeley, but we did want to acknowledge him, and we have a little plaque that can hang on his little office wall that says, with thanks and appreciation to Jeff Sargent, CBA Board Chairman 2017 to 2020, numerous volunteer roles, untiring efforts, and hundreds of hours of meetings. So let's hear it for Jeff Sargent in recognition. And we have another. This goes to somebody that is here today. This plaque says, with thanks and appreciations to Larry Phegley for his extraordinary volunteer services to CBA, 2014 to 2021, membership coordinator, board member, and a zillion other things. So please thank Larry for all his hard work. Larry, kind of come up here. He has been doing a tremendous amount of work behind the scenes and really deserves. Larry, thanks so much for this.
Thank you, Pete.
Please, do you want to say a word or two? Like help the successor?
Handshake again, Pete, for the photo.
Okay.
You can get a picture.
Hold the thing up. Have you done this before? What do we got coming up next?
So I got introduced to bluegrass in about 2005 through a jam in Morgan Hill, and everyone here, everyone that's out in the campground. Darby said it when she became lifetime member, and I will repeat it, that I came for the music, but I stayed for the people.
Thank you, Larry. And he's not going anywhere. He's still going to be helping out CBA in various capacities, especially as a local regional director. And who knows, maybe we'll get him involved in some other stuff. Now, as some of you have noted, we did not have a Father's Day festival this year, which is a very, very sad thing. We promised to fix it for next year, but one of the impacts of that was we weren't able to give out our CBA awards as we typically do. Since this is the first time we have a chance to get together and provide the awards and recognize some of the excellent people that have contributed to CBA over the years, we're going to do that now. And to lead that effort, I'm going to invite back Madam President Theresa Gooding to lead our award ceremony.
Put this back to my level. So we have two awards that the CBA gives out annually. The first one is the Lifetime Membership Award, which recognizes people who have had an outstanding contribution to supporting bluegrass music in California or an outstanding contribution to the CBA organization. So I'm going to start by presenting the first award by walking off stage. And then I'm going to have some people helping me finish presenting these. So we're going to give the first one today. I'm hoping she's here. There she is. Okay. To our host for this event and many other events. So we are honoring Deb Livermore today with the honorary lifetime membership for the CBA. And I'm not so sure I could list all the things she does, but among them, organizing these campouts every year, the volunteer coordinator for the Father's Day Festival, Vern Stage, she's our co-director for next year's festival that we all can't wait to get back to, and just many, many tireless things. So Deb, you want to come up here? Awarded by the Board of Directors of the California Bluegrass Association, Deb Livermore is hereby granted lifetime membership for her contribution to bluegrass music and the California Bluegrass Association for all her accomplishments and for her tireless support of bluegrass music and the California bluegrass community. We honor Deb for her and are forever grateful for her service. So, I don't know if you want to say. You can say a little.
I can say a little something. That doesn't happen often. Thank you so much for honoring me. I do work tirelessly for you all because I love you all and I love the music, and I'll keep on doing it until I can't do it anymore. Thank you for this award. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Deb. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we are the Central. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was something else. I'm not here for that. I'm here to present a couple more of our lifetime honorary lifetime membership awards. These folks couldn't make it here this evening, but they're surely worth mentioning and surely worth being a lifetime member. The first one award goes honorary life membership, awarded from the Board of Directors to California Bluegrass Station 2, Joe Weed. Joe Weed is hereby granted a life membership for his contribution to bluegrass music and the California bluegrass community. For all his many accomplishments and his tireless support of bluegrass music, we honor Joe and are forever grateful for his service. And that will be presented today. For all of you that don't know Joe Weed, he is he's a studio engineer, he's a music producer, he's a music historian, he's an amazing musician, an amazing fiddler. Some of his historical work was his book on the song of the Westphalia Waltz, where he researched it from Europe to Texas, and just really enjoyable and really interesting to follow and listen to. I encourage you that aren't familiar with Joe Weed. It's not really bluegrass, but he put up a video, gosh, in the last year called Waltz Violindo. You can find it on YouTube, where he has probably over 50 musicians from around the world playing this song, and it's well produced, well put together, with many, many faces that you'll recognize from right here in the California Bluegrass Association. Yeah, Joe, his accomplishments, the records he's recorded and produced are too numerous for me to mention right here, and he's a really nice guy if you ever meet Joe. So for all your recording needs, for all your producing needs, for all having a great friend needs there, we give this to Joe Weed. Thank you, Joe. And our last honorary membership for this year is presented to Herb Peterson. Awarded by the Board of Directors of the California Bluegrass Station to Herb Peterson. Herb Peterson is hereby granted a life membership for his contribution to bluegrass music and the California bluegrass community. For all his many accomplishments and tireless support of bluegrass music, we honor Herb and are forever grateful for his service. Presented October 2021. I don't think anybody in the bluegrass community, I think we all know Herb Peterson. Herb Peterson's been a seminal musician in California since the early 60s for the formation of bluegrass in Southern California. He's played with many of the greats, way too many to start listing. I started to make a list, and it was just, so everybody. He's a great musician, and when I started to put this together, I thought, he wrote the song "Wait a Minute." And that's enough right there for he deserves this. But Herb is just a wonderful person. He's always a big supporter of California. He's been, like I said, he was one of the seminal leaders in bringing bluegrass music, making it very popular, and he's still out recording today. So this goes to Herb Peterson. Thank you very much, Herb.
This next set of awards goes to our super volunteer, named after Bill and Faye Downs, who were role models in super volunteering for the California Bluegrass Association. I'm going to present the first one, and it is for Colleen Hogan. Colleen, and by the way, she's not here right now, thankfully, because I just noticed they glued the plaque crooked, so I'll fix that before Colleen sees anything on here. She did used to do the plaques, and apparently I'm not filling her shoes very well. There's too many things to mention, but Colleen spent a lot of time supporting the board as the secretary, and I think it single-handedly kept that bunch organized. And I'm seeing Larry nod, so he agrees that she was a key piece for keeping the board organized and figuring out exactly where they were going next and if they had gotten there on time. So, and that in addition to supporting the history archiving and many other things in the California Bluegrass Association. We're very, very proud to count Colleen Hogan as a Super Volunteer Award recipient. Deb, do you want to come? We have three more, and Deb, as the longtime coordinator of our Father's Day volunteers, is going to present these next three because these are folks very near and dear to her heart. I will give you Albert and PJ together. Or
Yeah, I'm going to start with PJ.
oops, sorry. I could have unwrapped these.
But why bother? Okay, so the California Bluegrass Association is run totally on volunteers. It's an awesome organization because of that. But it's also very important to the CBA to promote bluegrass, gospel, and old-time music and get our kids involved. Well, not all the kids want to play music, but if the parent is involved, then the kid has to tag along and find something to do. Well, one of our very dedicated volunteers, Patty Thorpe Sr., was always working at the Father's Day Festival and had to bring her daughter, Patty Thorpe Jr., also known as PJ, to the festival. That started like when PJ was 10 or something, maybe. And so her favorite thing at the time was to ride on what we call the People Mover. It's a wagon that goes throughout the campground, taking people from the festival to their camps and stuff. So she would be on that, riding, being a kid, and then she got involved in being a volunteer, and her job was to make the other people sit down and behave while the driver was driving, and she was really good at it. I watched her several times tell the little kids to sit down, behave, whatever, and she would always, if there was a problem, she would come to me or whoever, an adult, and have them take care of the situation. So long story short, after she became a teenager and more of an adult, probably about the time she was 17 or so, maybe 18, she also worked with her mom on the utility crew. The utility crew is very important at the Grass Valley Festival. It's our support system. Anything that needs to be taken care of mechanically or with the restrooms or whatever, we call on the utility crew. So Patty worked on the utility crew for a while. Then she wanted a little more responsibility. She came to me and she said, I want more responsibility. Please let me do something to help promote the festival. So I needed an ice gate coordinator, and that was her next job. She became the ice coordinator for us, and it's a very important job. As anybody knows, when it's hot, you need that ice, and you need it now, and that can be a problem. So anyway, PJ started dating a guy named Alberto, and was dragging him along to the festival. And so then he started working on the utility crew, and now he wanted a different job. He wanted to be more responsible, so now he's our sign coordinator, and he puts up all the signs around the festival at the beginning of the week and then takes them all down again. And he also helps PJ, and and he helps the utility crew. So I was really impressed with these guys, watching them grow and become responsible adults, and I wanted to honor them. So I went to the board and I gave them a presentation, and they said yes. So PJ couldn't be here, Albert couldn't be here because they're busy doing things, but the mom of them is here. Patty Thorpe Sr. is here, and I'd like to honor her as well. We couldn't have these two volunteers if it wasn't for her. So please give a big round of applause to Patty Thorpe Sr. want to say something?
They love working for everybody. Can't wait to see them again. Thank you.
We wouldn't have them without you, Patty. So
That's right.
deep breath.
Sorry she couldn't be here today.
I'm going to do this, I swear. One of our board members, longtime board members and hard festival workers, assistant director, and I'm not sure of all the jobs that he had, brought his twin grandsons to the festival when they were 7 or 8. And had them riding along in the golf cart and helping where they could. And as they grew up, their parents came along too for a little while, but then they got busy doing other things. And the one brother decided he wasn't really interested in bluegrass or helping with the festival. But the other one, he really enjoyed being with his grandparents and being at the festival and having jobs and duties and responsibilities and growing up and learning more and being everybody's right-hand man. He was my right-hand man for many years. And he was a really, really good friend. And I'm really sad to say that he passed away last year and didn't get recognized for his efforts. Darby Brandley said one time that she thought that Alex would be a festival director one day. He was so enamored with bluegrass. He didn't play, but he loved the people. He loved being there. He loved supporting the festival and doing whatever it took to make it happen. And he worked hard, from setting up the electric only to one of his jobs was giving out the golf carts and the radios and then trying to get them back at the end of the festival, which could be a challenge. But his favorite part was to run after any bad guys that happened to get onto the grounds. Or if there was a female who got their vehicle stuck in the mud, he loved the job of pulling that vehicle out of the mud. He loved it. But anyway, so this kid's name is Alex Cameron. He is very, very near and dear to my heart. And his grandparents are here right now, Rich and Sydney Evans. And Rich is going to come up and receive the award for Alex. So please let's honor Alex now for his tireless efforts at making the Father's Day Festival. You want to come up here?
Go ahead, Rich.
So this is Rich Evans and this is Sydney Evans. Rich and Sydney Evans, they've been CBA members for many, many years and involved in the CBA in many different ways. And let me see if I can read it for you. Alex Cameron. Alex Cameron is hereby granted the Bill and Faye Downs Super Volunteer Award for his years of dedication and service to the CBA, for his tireless commitment at the Father's Day Festival. His leadership and accomplishments. We honor Alex and are forever grateful for his service. Presented this day in October 2021. I love it.
That is so special. Thank you.
I don't know what to say after that. Deb did a great job. Alex truly enjoyed what he did and his involvement and he just loved to work with people and help them. And we miss him a lot.
Yeah, we do.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you so much.
Let me get down here. Wait. Okay.
I'll just say quickly, since we're all here in this place, that I will miss Alex very much backstage next year. He's going to leave a big, blank spot. So that concludes our awards for tonight. Some inspiring people. We have the next up is Pete Ludé is going to give us a little bit of a state of the CBA. I think. Where is he? Oh, he's right behind me. Look at that.
I will. And thank you, Deb, for that. Thank you for congratulations to all our award winners. And if that wasn't inspiring, I don't know what is. A lot of you have probably been thinking, boy, I wish there was some way I could volunteer more for the CBA to help out all these things. And I think that Deb is still taking a few apprentices. Usually people really fight to be able to be an apprentice of our volunteer coordinator. But please, seriously, if you're interested, if you know some people that might be interested, we're doing a lot of fun things. I'd like to tell you a little bit about some of those, because people say, I forget, what has the CBA been doing recently? And I want to just spend about 3 minutes to answer that question for you. And kind of run through some of the things, events, accomplishments. I feel it's an obligation to talk about some of our finances, membership, and then looking forward. So first of all, in terms of events, as you know, with the COVID pandemic, we really haven't been able to have a lot of events. But I think that this event is really an outstanding example. And I think we owe a debt of gratitude to Deb Livermore for pulling this off, our first live event. Huh, Deb? Really appreciate it. I think a lot of you really are benefiting from her hard work to put this together, and I can speak from firsthand experience as to how much work she puts into that. We have lots more coming up as well. You might have noticed that little postcard on your table. In just a few weeks, we're having our very first jamming event down in Southern California called the South State 48, November 5th. It's in Carlsbad. The hotels are sold out, but people can still show up, and we hope to make this the first of many years of a very successful Southern California event. The Great 48 Jam returns to Bakersfield in January 6th through 9th, back at the Marriott. Can't wait. Rooms are already selling out very quickly. They're not sold out yet, but we expect them to. So I think they're about 80% as of today, even they just started taking reservations about a month ago. We have regional events that have been going on in Sonoma, in Monterey, in Clovis, and we hope to do more of those. You'll be hearing more about those. So really, we very much appreciate our regional support folks to make this bringing bluegrass to you as opposed to you having to come out. Of course, we have the spring camp out coming back here to Lodi April 19th through 24th. And not to forget the Grass Valley Festival, Father's Day Festival, next Father's Day in June in Grass Valley. See you there? Woo! Can't wait for that. That'll be great. But we have not been idle during the last year while we couldn't do festivals. A few examples. I don't want to go into a lot of these, but there's information on our website. One, you may or may not be familiar with Jamathon, the world's first 50 hours straight of jamming on the internet, never before done. Over 200 musicians representing 12 different countries. We needed to get some that could take the overnight shifts. So we had people from India, Russia, Italy, France, Korea, Japan, along with all the folks in the United States. 200 musicians, 50 hours straight. They raised $25,000 for the youth program. This is the Jamathon. It was nominated for the IBMA Award of the Year and came that close to winning. We think it was the best, but it was a really good event. You can see highlights of it on our website. Kimber Ludiker put this together. Fantastic event. So that's one thing we did. We launched a new website. Thanks to Robin Frenette and Patrick Campbell that said we need to enter the 20th century. We had a terrific website before, but it was based on older technology. Huge amount of work went into reformulating to a contemporary graphic style, fresh new content, easy to navigate, always looking for feedback. It's not done. Websites are never done, but I'm really proud of what Patrick and Robin were able to do in putting together a fantastic new website. We have launched an official program for inclusion, diversity, and inclusion, so that we make sure that we're, as CBA, an organization, welcoming everybody who wants to play bluegrass music. We're not trying to limit it to anybody. So that's a very important initiative. We've been looking ways to help build on that. This is not politics. This is just making sure that anybody who loves bluegrass feels welcome in our community, and I think we're doing a good job on that. Lonnie Way heads up our committee, and we're looking for new plans in 2022. We also raised money to help the financially affected bluegrass musicians and instructors that weren't able to work with COVID. We called the program Turn Your Radio Online. It went over 2 years, summer of last year and summer of this year. Thank you. It consisted of 8 different webcasts. We involved over 60 different acts, different bands playing, of course, across the 8 webcasts. About 40 hours of programming. It was coupled with an online auction and a raffle. Together, we raised over $42,000. That was from individual donations, sponsorships, raffle. Most of that money went to the bands. We said, hey, CBA is hurting, but these guys are hurting more. So we need to support the musicians that couldn't play festivals, including the ones that couldn't play Grass Valley back in 2020. So we're really proud that CBA was able to support those musicians throughout that. The Bluegrass Breakdown continues. Patrick Campbell over here is our editor. He's cranking that thing out every month. It's not as big as it used to be, but we think it's better. So there's a lot of good information. We're trying to work out a strategy that complements our print publication with the website, and we're continuing to work hard on that. Expanded our social media presence, thanks to May Lynn, who I think is maybe here, been doing a fantastic job on Instagram and Facebook, and really making CBA more visible out there. We really want to make that happen. We have a new membership management system to make it easier for you to check on your subscriptions, to renew, to keep track of what everybody's doing, to correlate ticket sales and donations with your membership. That's a program that we've just started, and we hope to have that fully operational within 90 days. To make membership even more accessible. There's a new, here's one that you wouldn't have guessed. We have a new iPad app, one of those Apple applications on the store that's done by the California Bluegrass Association just for kids. It's called Bluegrass Campout. We have a beta version here. Lonnie has it on an iPad if anybody wants to see it. As I said, we just have the beta version done. We're looking for feedback. If anybody wants to be a beta tester, maybe you have some grandkids, some other folks that would like to take a look at it. It runs on the Apple iPad, iOS, and it's a really cute app that has great music and teaches kids about bluegrass, even when they can't be at our festival. So that was a great new initiative. Just recently, CBA produced a collaboration video featuring 20 kids for IBMA. This is in Raleigh, and this was part of the big award ceremony. The kids on Bluegrass for the IBMA couldn't get together in person, so we produced a video in which 20 of them played together 4 songs honoring some of the legends in Bluegrass that we lost during the last year. Tony Rice, John Prine, Tom T. Hall, Brian Berline. We played some of their songs. Some people that you recognize from the California community were a big part of it, and it's a terrific video. It'll be posted to our website very soon. We're just wrapping it up right now, and that was a great program that we put together. And we launched a new grant writing initiative during this last year in which we are going out and saying we're a worthwhile nonprofit. We do a lot of really good things, and so other nonprofits are being awarded grants, and we should be too. And I'm proud to say that that's been a successful program. Lonnie Way, who happens to be my wife, was the chairman of that program and has raised significant funds from the COVID relief, and there's many more grants that are in the process. So if somebody says, what the heck has CBA done? Now you have the answer, okay? Now, I want to just very briefly touch on some of the financials. A year ago, when we got together, which was online, we weren't in person, CBA was looking at having absorbed a loss of $109,000. $109,000 was what we ended up losing during 2020 because we didn't have the Grass Valley Festival. We had some financial commitments, so we had to pay a non-refundable deposits when we had to cancel, a lot of other things going on. So that hurt, but fortunately the board was smart enough to have put together reserve funds, so it made a significant dent, but we didn't crash off the road. We were still just fine. This year, we cut back our expenses. We did everything very modest. As Deb said, we're a volunteer-run organization. So we had income of about $103,000 with all those donations, grants, and such. This is not counting any grants. This is just advertising, sponsorships, membership fees, donations. Added up to about $100,000. Our expenses were a little bit more than that, so we ended up having a negative cash flow of about $6,000. So we ended up spending about $109 or $110. $103 came in. I'd call that pretty darn close. So I think we did a terrific job at controlling costs while still doing a lot. And with the new, that's worth that wasn't easy. thanks to the board and thanks for all the volunteers for making that happen. But fortunately, we were able to get these awards, which not only reimbursed us for the money that we lost last year, but reimbursed us for some of the other lost revenue that we would have made for this year. And we're able to build that back up into our bank account. So we have a very healthy reserve fund exceeding 1 year worth of normal operations. We have a little bit of wiggle room now to make some investments and try out new programs where we were a little bit more worried before. So it's not like we're wealthy, but we are in very sound financial condition. We have very strong reserves, and we have the financial liquidity to be able to try new things if we think they're going to make sense in the long term. All the details about this are going to be published in the annual report, which is being prepared now and will hit your mailboxes as an expanded version of the Bluegrass Breakdown in December. So you'll have lots of information. If you have any questions, we're always there to ask. Membership was down about 15% during the pandemic. It's because we haven't been together. People haven't, stopped by our booth at Grass Valley. Maybe they just kind of forgot to renew with everything else going on. So we've just launched a new member campaign a few weeks ago, October 1st. We've added a whole bunch of member benefits. When you're a member now, you get not only your Grass Valley Festival discounts, you get higher exclusive room rates for the Bakersfield and Carlsbad jam events. You get discounts to magazines, including a free first year of Acoustic Guitar Magazine. If you're a member, all you have to do is join, and you get a free year. Other magazines, No Depression, are out there, and discounts available. You've been worried about your guitar, your banjo, you want music insurance. Now, as a CBA member, you get discounts. All of that for insurance, for your instrument. All you have to do is be a member. It's still $25 for an individual, $30 for an entire family. You can't beat that bargain. I added it up. If you took advantage of all the discounts and all the benefits, you could be saving over $275 in 1 year for $25. Now, why wouldn't you want to join? Now, and you also, new members will get a special little gift package. If you're an existing member feeling left out, don't feel left out. All you have to do is refer just one of your friends to become a new CBA member, and you get all these perks as well. We have a little fancy keychain you're going to get. This is only for members, some stickers, and anybody joining during this campaign gets a free pair of tickets to the Grass Valley Festival, 4 days. So that's a significant value. You have a chance to win that. We've had around 50 people already join CBA since we launched this campaign just a couple of weeks ago. So very successful. Finally, looking forward to a fantastic 2022. Obviously, Father's Day is going to be a big part of that. We're going to continue to try to be more relevant to members, more regional events, more membership benefits, more sense of community, new programs. One of them we're looking to launch is bringing bluegrass music into correctional institutions like the California State Prison Program. We already have a program in beta test at Avenal State Penitentiary. We have some inmates that are bluegrass fans that want to participate. The administrators are very interested. We've applied for grants to expand that. We're also looking for bringing bluegrass more into classrooms, lots of other ideas. If you're interested in volunteering, we'd love to have your help. Tell your friends. If you're not a member, join. And that's it. So that's the state of the CBA. Thank you very much. Now, not everything that happens during the year is the way we'd want it, and we lost a very, very dear and valued member of our CBA community. And to tell you a little bit more about that, I'm going to invite up here Dave Gooding to tell you a little bit about that.
Well, before I get started, I'd just like to say a special thanks and appreciation to our chairman of the board, Mr. Pete Ludé here. Before Darby came back to the board, I would be the longest tenured member on the board right now. I don't know how that happened, but so I've been through 4 chairmans now, as this is our 4th chairman of the board here, and they've all been very great hard workers and done so much for the CBA. But Pete, since you've been here, you've brought us forward into the 21st century. Your hard work, you're answering all my sending you emails in the middle of the night, and Pete's really like to the wall, okay, for you guys out there, and I just can't say enough. Thank you so much, Pete. So let's give Pete a big hand. Golly, he talked about what a lot of these extra new benefits we have are because Pete took the time to research them, hustle the magazines, pinched the insurance company, you know, so thank you, Pete. All right, now what I was really asked to come up here for is say a few words about one of our lost members this year, Mr. Mark Varner. Okay, I think most of us all knew who Mark was. Mark was the editor of our Bluegrass Breakdown for many years. He was on our tag committee for a long time, helping select with bands. He would help behind the scenes with so much other work with CBA. I first met Mark probably the first year my wife and I went to grass. First or second year, she was pregnant with our oldest son, and Marty Varner was just a little tiny baby, and so we bonded that way. You know, we're the new parents kind of thing, and I got to know Mark real well and became a great friend, and was always very encouraging. He was it had a lot to do with me volunteering and helping out with the board here, because his attitude, and you know, it's like we can do this, and he was a great father. Mark recently retired here a few years back. Decided it was time to go, and sold off a lot of belongings and moved to Belize, because that was his dream, to move to Belize and live in jungle paradise. And so, I got a house down there. In fact, he'd actually built a bunkhouse in the backyard there, so other CBA members and Bluegrass friends could come down and pick with him and vacation with him in Belize. And so it was very sudden and sad. I was in my garage here just a month or so ago, and as I came in the house, my youngest son John said, "Dad, let me come here. Give me a hug. I have to tell you something." He said, "I just got a message from Marty that Mark had passed on last night," and it was very sudden. You know, a lot of people have asked, "Do we know what happened?" I don't have any details. I would just like to say he's a wonderful person. He dedicated his life to this organization, to the kids programs, and to just help out wherever he could. And he will be sorely missed. I'm missing him right here at this camp out, you know, because we'd always kind of hang out and decide it was Miller time and get in the back and have a cold one. So Mark, I'm going to have a cold one for you tonight here at the camp out, and remember your big old smile, and you know, I'm sure you're smiling down on all of us. And just so we keep in mind, like I said, we've lost a lot of folks this last couple of years, and it's been really tough on all of us, and some of them really touch home, and Mark was one of them. So thank you, Mark, for everything. And Marty's coming back. He's going to try to come back here to the States, and says he wants to pick with everybody. So when Marty comes back, I'll let the word out. So thank you so much.
Since it's already dark, I'm just going to quickly say thank you all for attending our annual CBA meeting, and have a great evening. Enjoy the music, enjoy each other, and we will see you at the next one.